welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to get on here and say hi. I miss you guys so much. Even though I just did a video yesterday, I was really excited to wake up and do this video today. We are talking about how I moved into my first house at 21. It was like literally the craziest thing ever. So let's just get right into this. Okay, so the reason why I moved out, you guys, I'm sure y'all are all wondering, it's because I lived with my parents. This is probably most people's situation. I was actually living in my parents' extra room, and it wasn't a bedroom or anything. It was literally like just an extra room with a door. So I was like sleeping on the couch, and I know y'all are like, dang, y'all are sleeping on the couch, but honey, plenty of college students, they're like, yeah, my family turned my bedroom into an office, they turned my bedroom into a storage space, they turned my bedroom into this. Around the time when COVID hit, around March of 2020, that's when I moved back into my parents' house because we couldn't live on campus anymore. And for the past 3 years in college, I was literally living on campus, because even though I go to school and stay, I was just like, I just want to, kind of like get away from my parents, and not like in a bad way, just like I need my space. I'm sure they needed their space too, just because like as you're growing up and going through college, like you kind of need that distance so you can kind of figure out who you are and all that stuff. So yes, this was my first time officially living with my parents for so long since college has started. So it was really different. So I lived with my parents from March to up until June, and then right around June, I guess, like, I if you guys, if you know me, I was the person, I stayed in quarantine. Like, I didn't go anywhere, I didn't have any fun trips, I wasn't out with my friends eating crab legs and all that, this and the third. No, I was in the extra room with my parents. So I was like, okay guys, I feel like I want to move out. And I was already itching to move out even since junior year. I was like, it would be so cool if I got a place senior year, blah blah blah. But I never really went through with the idea just because I wasn't sure. So around June, one day, I was just sitting in my room. Well, I was sitting in the extra room, like the place where where I slept at during quarantine, and I was just like, okay, I think it's time. Like, I was literally just like, I wanna go. And okay, so you guys, I was so freaking scared to move out. Like, you have no idea. Like, all of the questions popped in my head. Will I be able to do this? Like, won't I? Like, what if I can't pay my bills on time? Dorms. And I didn't know if I was gonna be going back in August or not, because I knew school was gonna come back in, but I didn't know if we would be going back to live on campus. And I really didn't want to risk that because I wanted to, I wanted a bed to sleep in, and I wanted my own space to just stretch out, and I wanted to be able to just go freely, like, just come in and out if I please. And at your parents' house, just because, you don't want to disrespect them, you're not going to just be rolling in at any hour of the night. You're not going to just be out here just kicking it, inviting your girls over. Like, no, it's Corona. They was not playing none of that, and I'm black, so... Okay, so the type of place that I live in, it is all included. So the rent and the utilities is included into one price. So I have to pay just a flat rate monthly. And I know that, I don't know how that sounds to you guys, but for me, I thought that that was the best option for me, because I know that if I'm having to think about, okay, the utilities might be around this price, and then I know my rent is this price, like in my head, that would just be too, flip-floppy. I'm the type of girl, I like to know exactly how much something is going to cost, and how much is going to come out of my bank, and how much I need, and that's it. With utilities, say the utilities are known to be around like 200, 150, it's like, okay, kind of in that realm, but not 100% sure. So every month it's subject to change. So I thought that was really cool. And then on top of that, so where I live right now, I live with my best friends. I grew up with them in Tennessee. If y'all are watching this, hey. Yeah, but they're really cool. And then I also have my other roommate, and she's super cool. I recently met her, but everybody, all the girls were very like respectful of each other's space, privacy. Like, there's no girl fights. There's no like, like all that drama that people think there is when you're moving into a house with girls, or even with your friends. It's not like this whole commotion, bad. It's not like that at all. We truly, some days, like, we'll have meetings and we're like, look, all right, so we need to clean on this day, we need to do this, like let's decorate for Chris. I was really blessed to be able to move in with girls who I've known for like 5+ years, because I trust them. Our families know each other. It's like complete ties all around. So I say, if you're looking to move into a place with you know, girls that you know, definitely scope them out, make sure they're not crazy, make sure they're not like, you know, just not opposite from you, because sometimes that can be like trouble if, like, you know, somebody's like a crazy partier, somebody likes to bring a bunch of guys home, somebody, like, we're all kind of on the same tip here, so that's really good. I literally called up my homegirl one day and I was like, I want to leave. Like, I want to move out. Like, I want to move out. I want to move out. And so I was contemplating it, and I was really like struggling to figure out what I wanted to do, because I knew that it was like a big girl step. It's like, you know, it was my first thing that was going to be completely mine and completely my responsibility, and I wasn't even sure how I was going to do it. And around this time, you guys, like, I literally had nothing. All I had was, you know, my money rolling in, and I wasn't even doing school at this time. This was when I was just starting YouTube. And I feel like I'm still obviously a beginner, but I was just starting everything. And I also didn't have a car. Like, I was borrowing my dad's car just to like take a trip once a week to go out. Like, not to go out, but to just like grab tea or something. Like, I was feeling so in the house and so alone, and I was so in my thoughts. But that when I was deciding if I was going to move out or not, I was like thinking about all my options, thinking about how much things would cost. I was thinking about like how much like my tuition would cost and how much my groceries could potentially cost. Like, I went and I had a meeting with my grandma, and my Mimi, like, she was definitely like, okay, so this is how you're gonna need to budget, this is like how much, you know, and she was kind of teaching me more about like money and how I could save, and you know, how I could maintain moving out if that is what I wanted to do, like if that's what I ended up deciding. So I talked to my brothers, and I was trying to get my brothers' opinions on it. And of course, like, all your family members, they're gonna have something completely different to say. Like, somebody's gonna be like, yeah, like, do it, you know, that's cool, whatever. And some people are gonna be like, no, you should just wait. Like, a lot of people were telling me just wait till, you know, your senior year is done, so blah blah blah. But kind of how it ended up working out was my parents, they were moving out also. So they were moving out of the house that I grew up in Tennessee. So when I presented the idea to them, my parents were like, bet, like, cool, you trying to move out? Like, well, my dad, he was kind of like, are you sure? But like, for the most part, they were like, okay, like, that's cool with us. Like, if that's what you want to do for real, then I'm all here for it. Like, my parents, they weren't really sad about it, like, at the time when I told them. Like, my stepmom was like, alright, cool. Like, she was literally like sold. And I mean, but it was just such a big idea, so I was just like, okay, bet, alright, this is what I'm gonna do. So I have my mind made up. So I contacted my landlord, who is my landlord now, and I was like, okay, so if you have room available, I'm trying to move in. Because keep in mind, the girls, my roommates, my best friends, they already lived here. So they had already lived here for a year, and I had already kind of been coming to this house and like hanging around, like, because like I said, I mean, I go to school like so close to where I live. Definitely your own personal space. I needed my personal space. My family we're such a big family, and everybody, like, we were always on top of each other, always sharing so many thoughts and just talking to one another. And you know, and sometimes when you wasn't in the mood to do that, it was like, where do I go, you know? And on top of that, we have 3 dogs. It was a lot going on, but I definitely thought that moving out would just help my relationship with my parents. And I noticed that, you know, when I was in high school, you know, y'all know those teen stages when you're like arguing with your parents the most. I was a girl who was always grounded. Always grounded, right? And then once I went to college, I didn't have those problems anymore. My parents were like, okay, call us. Like, I would be upset at my parents because I'm like, why aren't you calling me back? Why aren't you answering the phone? I'd be like, yeah, hello. And in high school, I never would talk to my parents. So it was a big flip. No curfew. So with the no curfew thing, I really don't experience this too much because I realized I'm a grandma. Like, I like to stay in the house. I do. Like, there are nights that I will go out. But if I go out, I'm still going to be home by like 2 o'clock. Like, nothing crazy, no late stuff. I love my own bed and I love to be in it. And I love to be in my room and just in my living room, wherever in my home. So it was just kind of one of those things where I guess I don't know. I don't know why I was like, like, when you're living at your parents' house and you're like, why can't I stay out till this time? Like, push my curfew back. Girl, honey, if I knew what I knew now, that curfew of 12 is just perfectly fine because I swear, you guys, I'm always in bed by like 9 o'clock. I'm not even. The worst part about moving out, obviously, is the rent. Nobody wants to drop a big chunk of money on the first of the month. Like, y'all, there's always so many memes about like what people are doing the first of the month. They like, if it's the first of the month, anybody can get slapped, okay? And that's so true because, ooh, child, when you see that rent come out, it's like, all right. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all another day. Maintaining grocery shopping. You guys, thank your moms right now because I know all y'all's mamas went to the grocery store for you guys at least once a week, if not more. My mom was probably at the grocery store 1 to 3 times a week, legitimately. Like, she would be like, okay, if y'all want something, just text me what you want. Or sometimes, like, for the most part, they're gonna have dinner on the table. Like, no mama's just gonna be like, there's nothing for you to eat. They're gonna be like, what do you want? Like, my mom, she cooked like 3 different meals for the whole family. Like, okay, they want this, they want this, they want this. Like, being a mom clearly is a full-time job. So shout out to y'all. Oh my gosh, shout out to y'all. But definitely maintaining grocery shopping. Like, oh my gosh, some days I be like, honey, I don't even feel like going to the grocery store. And then after it's been a week and I'm like, ugh, haven't gone grocery shopping. And then it's like, okay, now because you haven't gone grocery shopping, are you gonna eat out? Are you gonna go to the grocery store? But are you gonna go to the grocery store hungry but you don't got no grocery in your fridge? So you gonna go pick up some food real quick from out, and then you gonna have, it's a lot. So maintaining grocery shopping is definitely a task. Keeping up with house maintenance is probably one of the things that is like gonna be like a little bit tricky, and you'll have to find a groove in and find out like your strong suits. And I feel like me and my roommates, we understand our strong suits in cleaning the house, and we understand like our place in the house and how we operate. And even like, you're probably thinking like, oh, how does it work with like laundry or things in the fridge? Like, those aren't really like an issue for us. In those common spaces, we for the most part like respect each other, and we're like, okay, so this belongs to you or this is yours, and like, some advice I have for you guys: if you want to move out, definitely consider your budget, consider where you're going to be living, consider who you're going to be living with, and just kind of consider yourself and check in with your own self and say, is this something I'm ready for? Is this something that I want to go ahead and do? Because if you've been thinking about it for over a year or however long, then maybe this is your time. And if you're not necessarily ready right now, come up with a solid plan so that you can be ready. Come up with a budget and come up with a, like, let's say in 9 months you're gonna go here and you're gonna do it, and you're gonna just solidify those little things so that you're completely ready to move in. Yes, guys, those are the things that I experienced while moving out, and I'm so grateful for where I live, and I'm so excited and so happy that I get to live here every single day. If you have any more questions about like just moving out, or just want to talk to somebody about moving out, definitely comment down below, because I'm very active in my comment section. Or follow me on Instagram. I'll put the tag down below as well in the comment section, just because I know that they have questions about moving out at 21. Don't be scared. You got this. I wish you the best in all of your future endeavors, and I'll talk to you babes next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It will be so helpful to me. So I hope to see you in my next Vlogmas video for Vlogmas Day 4. Bye.